saying is.
I mean, that's what he says when Brian Cox comes in.
I'm trying to figure. Let me.
It's like maybe it's time to just do it, get it over with.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they were saying, but I don't know. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Welcome back, as always, to another episode of Anyways. My name is Jordan.
I'm Ben.
Chad.
And this episode was called The Lion, the
Ellsworth
Witch, and
Dies.
the Wardrobe. I don't remember
It's
the
called
name
the
of
Catbird
episode.
Seat.
Oh wait, you want some?
Sure, yeah.
The name of the episode, the Catbird Seat. It's the 11th of the.
Episode 11 of Season 3 of Deadwood. Ooh, thank you. Yeah.
Some shots strong here.
Yeah.
Ellsworth.
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 May he wrestle in peace.
Woo!
Did he down it or was he sipping it? Yeah, some stuff happened before that though, but it inevitably got overshadowed. We got a little more light shed on the nature of the relationship of Langrishe and his harem.
Yep.
From
what we were talking about last episode, a lot
Where
of
the
those things make
point of
sense now.
contention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I don't know if they make sense now
it
because
does make more sense
because of the episode or because we were just talking about it so much.
Yeah. So
I'm not even sure now. So
I think Claudia was more upset and she's threatening to leave.
Yeah.
She's the one who hung out with Constapleton.
I mean, she did
And
pretty
she-
much spell out that she was
You're right.
jealous.
And also, she feels like Langrishe hates her, and
Yep.
and that we also find out that it wasn't Langrishe that picked her; it was the old guy before he passed away that was with him that singled her out. I thought, if I'm guessing his name correctly, might be somebody else.
Unless there was
I
somebody
don't
else who
remember
was
his name.
in Colorado.
Yeah, but somebody
Somebody
that
in
wasn't
Colorado.
Langrishe picked her, and
Yeah.
now he's kind of resentful or whatever, or
Yeah.
at least dismissive.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then Hearst's guys come in, and he's like, "You know
Stay
the tent.
away.
You know the tent of the guy that I want you to kill first."
But he's also like, don't stay in town because we don't want people to know that you're here.
Right? Yeah.
So
Keep
like,
your guys out
hide
on
our
the
numbers
outskirts.
essentially.
Yeah.
And then exactly.
Yeah,
you know the
know-
tent of the guy once you killed him.
And then he has like this excited
Yeah.
like knee patting, knee rubbing thing.
I was just thinking tent. Who the fuck is in a
Who
tent?
sleeps in a tent?
I was like, what the fuck? Oh.
Oh shit!
When it finally happens, yeah, it's that shit stir. Steve's unconscious body.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Poor Ellsworth.
Also, when Hearst comes out of that room and
they do
Brian
that
Cox is
zoom?
there, yeah.
I thought he was about to kill him.
It was like,
What's
and then he's
that?
like, fumbling with his key to get in the door.
And he's so spooked by that he spends almost the rest of the episode hiding in his room.
Yeah, it's a very like 3 or 4 times where they're cutting back and forth to him in the room, just sitting there, just staring off.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. And that's when he suddenly gets a little bit more serious about like talking to Al about all this stuff.
Yeah,
because
I think-
before it was kind of like a joke almost.
Right.
And it's like I'm not really a part of this. This is just their
Yeah.
thing.
I always really enjoy Langrishe when he's in the mix with our staple characters that we know.
Yeah.
When it's just him and the theater people, it's a little bit like
It's not as good,
You get back to the
but
it's not bad. It's just
well, we can wrap up
less interesting.
Charlie Utter's plot for this episode pretty much.
yeah. He waits on the stairs.
He waits on the stairs to make fun of him for it, and then we see him getting along with Swearingen's guys.
Well, I love that it's like he's standing over there and he kind of feels like the odd man out.
Yep.
That he's the one like decent dude in a room full of cutthroats.
Yeah. And then they start joking around.
Yeah, and Langrishe breaks the ice by offering him a drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
He tries to go and hand it to
Yeah.
him, but then Al thinks it's for him and just snatches it. And
Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. But yeah, he poured 2 and he turns around and then Al goes,
and then he's like,
yeah.
all right.
Well, we've talked about in Dungeons and Dragons metaphors before, but whatever the social ability in Dungeons and Dragons, Langrishe has it all the way up.
He
Yes,
has max charisma.
So
Yeah.
like he charisma. He talks to Alma and he goes a little bit too far when he doesn't know who Ellsworth is, but he's like still compliments both
Yeah.
Alma and Sophia and like makes him feel better. And he makes pretty much he gives Al someone to talk to. He's he's a good asset to their team.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they wheel Ellsworth in on that cart, and we just kind of get like a dead body POV of everyone reacting to it, I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Instead of cutting to him dead.
Yeah.
You know, and
So you slowly realize what's going on.
Oh, that's him.
You're like, you see some minors.
You see like his boot, and you see, and you see
it's also,
extras reacting like.
It's also good that it's not. They never really show a very clear shot of him either. It's always like at a weird angle to where you can't really.
Tasteful.
It just looks like a dead body.
Yeah.
It could almost be anybody.
Yeah.
There's a couple angles where you're like, okay, yeah, that's Jim Beavers or whatever.
Yeah, but you rely solely on people's reactions to know. Yeah.
And Alma is very like she runs up and just
gets udder, and then
and she takes her tits out.
And then Trixie.
Oh no, wait, Trixie.
And then Trixie sees it
I'm just kidding.
And instantly decides
to kill.
She goes and gets her gun.
Yep.
She pops her titties out.
Pops them tits out.
And walks
to take the guards off guard, I guess.
Yeah,
I guess that's why she did it. Yeah,
She's like, oh, it's just a prostitute going in.
She did it because people would be like, what?
Yeah.
And not notice the little pea shooter in her hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And E.B. Farm gives her an assist.
Yeah.
He does.
He does claim afterwards that he shot Hearst. But
maybe it was the last episode that he said basically.
Oh yeah.
I'm the what did he say? I'm the kind of cunt you let in close.
Yeah. He opened this episode. He still had the spit on his face, and he finally had the courage to wipe it off.
Episode,
hours later.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck up Hearst.
But he helped her by
just kind of running extra interference,
running color commentary. Oh, she's so brazen, walking into this hotel to have sex. Oh no.
Yeah. And then did someone else fire a shot and interrupt you when you were up there visiting him? Someone and not yourself.
But she just hits him in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and she doesn't even know.
That's like a catastrophic failure of that plan.
Right.
Better to have not done anything at all.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Right.
But Valiant, typical Trixie fashion.
Yep.
It's like one of those things where you're like, yes, and also, oh no, at the same time.
As soon as it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. And then she goes to Saul, and Saul whisks her away to Swearingen, who then calls her a loopy cunt.
Yeah.
For like the 15th
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. But this time it had more like affection behind it almost.
Yeah. It was like, kind of proud of her.
Sentimental kind of.
In a weird way, but then also you
little stinker.
Yeah. You little stinker, yeah.
And it's also neat that Saul is recognizing Al as an authority.
Yeah.
Saul has usually hated Al. And here he's like, everyone's like, again, continuing from last episode, Swearingen is like basically who we need.
Well, because like, what are they gonna do? They can't. They can't go to fucking Shaughnessy's. Shaughnessy ain't gonna fucking do anything. Oh yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
In that room.
We got prime Shaughnessy action this episode.
We did. Oh god, yeah. We got Apex Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pray.
He looks like a puppet in the window.
Yeah.
And
he raises from underneath, and like, what was he doing?
Exactly. That's
was
what
he like?
That's what makes him look like a puppet.
Masturbating? Like, what was he doing that he was so ashamed that he was not at his Bible? He turns. He's like, I was reading my Bible.
What's your business?
And then he says something about
taking the air.
My deference.
What claim is your piety on my deference?
On my deference.
Yeah, I love that.
And that's when Shaughnessy doesn't know what to say to him. He's like, fuck yourself. And that's again,
fuck you, sir.
And again, he looks like a Muppet. When he says it, fuck yourself.
But what is?
And then he hides behind that little curtain.
Yeah.
Like his entire little fort is covered with Bible verses, and he's ashamed to be doing something.
Yeah.
And then he just rises out of it.
Yeah.
It freaks out all over Langrishe. Why? You guys having a why?
Why Shaughnessy is the way he is?
As a repressed Christian, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that there's
an easy
really
answer.
necessarily any
There's no answer.
depth to it beyond. Wouldn't it be funny if this guy that nobody likes has a scene with Langrishe?
Yeah.
But
and somebody says "fuck yourself."
Yeah.
That's always funny.
It escalates to schoolyard name calling.
Yep.
So yeah, and Bullock and what's his name? The other guy, Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes.
The other sheriff contestant.
Oh, Harry Manning.
Harry Manning.
Oh, that's right.
They're giving their speeches.
And we learned that Harry Manning went for dinner at the Bullocks and farted.
Yeah, and
This is like Bullock.
and Mrs. Bullock almost fainted or something.
I think he almost fell down.
And he had to like catch her, and it's like he's so sorry that it was from his own wind or something. I don't know.
And then Bullock is just
Bullock
like,
doesn't want to talk about it because he's trying to concentrate on his speech.
And then it's also the fucking
The soldiers.
Soldiers, they're hanging in the window.
Yeah, and they don't know who they're voting for yet, and they're real smug about it.
Yeah,
That they've been hired by.
They keep smirking at him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Why the fuck are some soldiers here? There's no fort here. There's no Indians around here. What the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And
We're here for
you're
the
not my
election."
fucking general.
Yeah.
We're for the election, man.
Yeah.
And then
But then
he figures out quickly what's going on.
Someone passes a note to him that Ellsworth's been killed, and to I guess come to the gym.
Yeah.
So he says, "I gotta go."
And so I guess he is running for county sheriff. I mean, they basically say that.
Yeah.
yeah, and so he had to go to Sturgis to get. This is the first time we learned this.
Yeah.
In this episode, is that he's been in Sturgis for 2 episodes because he's doing a
campaigning.
county-wide sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to note 2 fun things about Ellsworth. Ellsworth, when he was reconnoitering the rim early on to find the gold that he already knew was there, he said he told Dan, "I'd appreciate the way I'd like to go is just one behind the ear. Like behind my left ear. That's the way I'd like to go. I'd not like to have my throat slit." So he gets, in a very morbid, sad way, what he wanted.
Everyone got what they wanted.
Everyone.
And also,
Alma's not married to him anymore.
He's talking to Tim Driscoll's dog, of course. And so
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
if you want to survive in Deadwood.
Which is the first time in like 2 seasons.
And that was the first murder, was it not?
Yeah. I mean, that's the first. Tim Driscoll's dog is a dog not to own. So when we watch the new movie, if someone has a dog that looks like Tim Driscoll's dog.
That has lived in Deadwood for more than 10 years.
Yes.
That's like.
He's already a full-grown dog, probably 5 or 6.
But it's kind of a continuation of this,
Yeah.
this dog
It's
is
this
bad luck.
ancient, old, crippled dog. Yeah. So anyway, Bullock races in there and
reunites with Alma.
Gets caught up to speed, and he goes upstairs, and I think it's Adams that says, "She's with the child." He's like, "I heard you." Like,
I fucking heard you.
I fucking heard you. Yeah.
But like, there's a lot that goes on in that scene where Sophia wants to touch Ellsworth's beard, and she has to settle for Bullock's mustache.
I know it's Alice says it, right? She's with the child.
Oh yeah, Alice.
He says it, and he says it again to be like, "Don't try to fuck her."
Yeah.
This is bizarre.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's just a weird jab at him.
Yeah. It's just.
It's very touching.
It's a season 2 jab
to see Bullock and Alma and Sophia hug.
Yeah.
And it's like that's someone that he still loves her. It's a love story for the ages. It's great.
Yeah, they're all together now.
A love story for the ages.
Yeah.
A love story. But it's and then I only parsed, just thinking about it, that Doc Cochran is like, he's
They have a strange conversation with Doc Cochran.
yeah, he's basically saying, I think, that when her family was killed, when Sophia's family was killed, she didn't see the bodies. She ran away and got bitten by wolves.
She's got like a hang up about
She doesn't
that.
understand, but it's just like out of left field.
I don't think, it doesn't, there's no set, but I think
Why was he thinking about that?
I think he's saying that
Or
she
maybe
wants to seeEllsworth's body sincerely.
Sure.
And that
Yeah.
they should show
But it's not
her
like
Ellsworth's
he's
body.
Unless
heard
that's been
her
a
saying
suspicion
that.
he's already had about her upbringing and never thought it.
But it's not
appropriate.
like he's heard it. In
But he
that
didn't hear her
episode.
say, "I
That's
need to see."
the beard stuff and all that. He didn't hear any of that. Other people
Right?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It did
presumably
feel- it
they
did
had a
feel like,
conversation.
yeah, it felt a little Game of Thronesy.
It was like all the important
the-
stuff is happening before the camera
There
rolls
was
or
something.
after.
There was something missing.
There,
There's a little
yeah.
sliver that was missing where he comes in and then he hears it and then he's like,
Someone comes in to
Let's go.
to deliver vital exposition right before it's important to the plot.
And without that, it's gibberish to us.
yeah.
And we don't understand what's going on in the scene. And this is like arguably one of the point of drama is that it's a little bit too cute by half.
Yeah.
But thinking about it afterwards,
It's still great.
It's
basically
nice
saying-
what
It's a
great
he's
point,
saying and
yeah,
everything.
Sophia is not scared of corpses. She should be able to see her surrogate father before you bury him.
Yeah.
That's what
Exactly.
is being
Exactly.
Let her see him, yeah.
which is a great
Because
point.
I suspect that she has, yeah,
She doesn't understand what death is.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. And this will help her.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we had a scene where Doc Cochran was taking the bullet out of Hearst, and so we gather that Hearst assumes that his assailant was a former fling of Ellsworth's, who blames his death on Hearst.
Right.
And but he was kind of like doing a crummy job of trying to convince Doc Cochran that he had nothing to do with it. You know? And but then there's that like intimidation thing that Hearst always does, where like Doc Cochran was gonna like walk away and just let the wound be open.
Yeah. Assuming that he didn't know.
Have other business
anything.
to attend to.
Yeah.
And Hearst is like,
I know Hearst is basically like,
aren't you going to address the wound?
I know enough to not let you just leave this gaping hole in my arm.
Yeah. yeah. What are you playing at, Doc?
Yeah, exactly.
This episode also has, there's like two other minor characters, Mr. Wu and Jewel, who get little moments of triumph. Jewel gets referred to by Al as not the Gimp, but as Jewel.
Yep.
He corrects himself in front of Alma. He's like, she's going to make you breakfast, the Gimp, Jewel. And then later, she like remembers that she has a last name and introduces herself to Richardson, who she tells is too ugly to sneak up on her.
I love that.
That's amazing.
You're too ugly to be sneaking up on people.
Her last name is Caulfield.
Yeah. And Aunt
She
Lou
thinks.
had sent food over to share with her.
To commiserate.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Wu is, all the prostitutes run from him when he walks down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
And then
they
Al threatens them all for beating.
Yeah, if
And
they don't treat him
they
as the
line
tallest,
up for him,
tallest, most handsome white man you've ever seen.
And he eats it up too. Well, it's like he won the conversation with Swearingen too. Like Swearingen said he's going to give him guns, which seems cool to Wu,
Right.
And desperate time, exploit it.
Big
And
man.
Most
Yeah,
sincere-
and so big man.
Yeah, Mr. Wu is saying big man to himself
Big man.
as he walks down.
towards the camera.
Why would he not be saying?
Walks down a line of women lining the halls.
Yeah.
Why would he not be saying that in Chinese?
They part. Well, I think that's
He's
part
just-
of his character development. Remember,
Yeah.
Wu,
Although-
America.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
But he's not American anymore because he's not wearing a suit anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well,
We guys,
he likes to be comfortable.
His suit did get dirty.
He
You're
tried-
right.
trashed by
yeah.
the Pinkertons.
You're
but,
right. You're right. But that was like his defining thing of when he finally became after he cut off his ponytail.
Yeah.
Was that he came back with a suit.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Well, he also he every time he meets with Al, he says "hang die" and holds
Yeah.
his fingers together. And this time, Al said "hang die" like I really need you, Wu.
Saying it back, yeah.
Like desperate. I mean, he said it
Hang
before,
die,
but
fucking
like
Yeah.
but now it was like it felt very like
This is
we're
one of
fucking
those.
desperate.
It felt like a conversation where they really did understand each other a lot better than they had in the past.
Yeah.
Like whether or not they were speaking the same language, it's like they were like mind melding a little bit.
Right.
Like they totally understood each other completely.
I mean, because to a
Even
certain
through
extent, it's like
pantomime.
obvious. It's like
Yeah.
we're outgunned. We need people.
Yeah, and you say 10 days. It's like, I know, and I'm sorry, but yeah,
If I could put this in an MCU metaphor, it's like Iron Man and Doctor Strange are Sorry,
it is.
it is.
It's just like that.
It's just like the Iron Man and Doctor Strange. It's
Whatever,
like
whatever it takes.
whatever it takes.
What the fuck else happens?
Then Al like walks out and said about some guy sitting in a chair to rouse him to spend on pussy or fucking rob him.
Or fucking rob him, and then he
And
goes,
you see them in the background, like she's trying to wake him up, and then she like waves for people to come over. So I guess they are gonna rob him. and then he takes a shot.
and they end the episode
cut
the
to
way
black.
you're supposed to fucking end an episode of Deadwood with a close up on Al, and he takes a goddamn shot, and then you cut to black dramatically.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I don't know if we discussed it on camera, but there's been a lot of slow fades, and you've always been critical of those slow fades.
I'm way more critical of the quick fades.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
the quick
Like
fades.
the one, like we'll be back after these messages. fades.
Exactly. Yeah,
Um,
it feels really shitty. Anyway,
We didn't talk about Jane in this episode. She was playing Duck Duck Goose. She was gonna like run and help in the camp because she knows a commotion is going on, but she kind of decides to stay.
I think she's finally maybe starting to realize her weakness and that she can't really She's
better
crippling
served here than
She's crippling anxiety when it comes to like high pressure situations like that, and she can't deal with it. And it's not her fault. It's just she has a mental problem, and so
she just needs to
not do that.
don't put herself in situations where she's gonna buckle like that.
Yeah, so it's
be
better
aware on the front end.
Yeah, it's better if she's with the kids.
Yeah,
and she does great with the kids.
And she can do better. She can be of more use here with this group of children.
Yes.
Than
Yeah.
I think.
And where the fuck's Moe's?
Who Moe's?
Welcome to Moe's.
Welcome to Moe's. In 2019, that was a restaurant.
What else? What else was there?
We covered a lot.
That's the penultimate episode of Deadwood.
That's the penultimate episode of Deadwood. Yeah,
Nothing else.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Well,
I think it was pretty action-packed and contained in a couple of locations, so there's not a whole lot of
there was some business where
stuff.
Bullock, before he went to Sturgis, he met about what type of telegram he should receive in order to come back from Sturgis.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, I remember Al when Bullock's escorting Alma back before he leaves, says something about like, mind your hearth or something. Basically, basically
like
saying like, don't.
You might need to guard these two, but I wouldn't want to like interfere with like your home life.
Yeah,
not to mess with that, but like you might want to stand guard.
Yeah.
Oh, and Al also puts forth the idea when he's talking to Langrishe that she should maybe leave camp. If she's going to stay in camp, she'll have to sell her claim or else she'll be killed.
Yes.
She has an interval where she's not going to be threatened while he wants to convince her by killing her husband again to, just like with Al, Hearst wants her to sell her claim and he killed her husband, just like with Al.
The tables have turned.
And so, but if she doesn't stay in camp, she needs to pay for an opposing force of Pinkertons to be against his, and then she can leave Clance and retain her holdings.
Yeah.
Pinkertons.
Yeah.
Goddamn fucking Pinkertons.
Yeah. Anyways.
Cunts.
Anyways.
Cocksuckers.
They're real.
Cocksucking Pinkertons. Is that it?
Yep.
I think so. I think that was pretty fast. I didn't walk through the time.